So this is the last lecture video on the learning competency of employing energy conservation strategies, okay, to reduce the use of fossil fuels. And we're still in the learning objective of models of energy conservation. This is a schematic diagram telling you how efficient some of our household appliances or some of our, in this case, some of the things that we have at home compared to 1972. So 1972, so if you look at this, a gas furnace, right, uses 75% of the energy required to run a gas furnace in 1972. A refrigerator, on the other hand, only uses 25%, right, of the energy that was required to fire the same appliance in 1972. Please note that the lower this number is, the more efficient it is. That means to say this is 75% efficient, this is 25% efficient, and this is obviously 40% efficient. Okay, so central air conditioning compared to 1972 only uses 60% of the energy in 1972. And this is primarily, in this case, these numbers are primarily based on California standards, which are the most stringent when it comes to efficiency in specific, I guess, like appliances and cars as well. All right, and fuel emissions. All right, so again, so things have been steadily improving in terms of energy conservation and efficiency of appliances. We have Energy Star recommendations as well for insulation. So this is actually the regions. So the region is depending upon how cold it gets. You actually have from 1 through 7. So and in 1, you actually have extremely hot temperatures, if you want to think about it that way. All right, and then in 7, you actually have extremely cold temperatures. Right? So what happens is, this is actually just the grade of insulation. So R means resistance, so resistance to changes. So R49 means to say it's better, it's more, it insulates better than the R30. Okay, it tells you your attic recommendation versus your 2x4 wall and a 2x6 walls, floors and crawl spaces, right? So it tells you actually the recommended R rating for insulations in specific areas of your home. All right. Now, our ratings are basically based on the density of the material, obviously how thick the material is. So that's actually a main component. So if you are a homeowner right now, it would, if you want to see how efficient your house is and why your heating bills might be so high, it might be because your insulation is not up to Energy Star recommendation. So it might be time for you to revisit your insulation and all that stuff, especially with the winter coming around. All right, so I need to probably do the same thing. Window efficiency, again, this is a very, very simple thing that we have here. Obviously, this is Arizona, so the temperature in Arizona is definitely way, way different than the temperature in Wisconsin. So I would probably gonna be looking more at the temperature in Boston as comparable to temperatures in Wisconsin. Of course, Boston's still a bit more balmier than Wisconsin. So if you have a single clear aluminum frame, or the cost, your heating energy cost based on just, by the way, we're talking only about one. We're only talking about one aluminum, okay? Is around 1,600, in this case, $1,600, right? And obviously, if it's a triple clear, holy cow, triple clear insulated frame, you have a 39% savings. So what you do is you just take 1,600 multiplied by 0.39, and that's how much you would save every year. All right. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, what's gonna happen is, you like double clear is obviously still much more efficient. So double clear, 27% savings, 32% savings. And why is this? Is because we talked already about energy conservation before, right? Because it prevents the escape of heat to the outside, right? So if you have, the better windows you have, the better sealant you have. If you caulk all of the little nooks and crannies of your home, you will lose less heat and less coolness. Obviously, if you're cooling your house as well to the outside, right? So that's based on this one as well. This is Energy Star qualified windows. Okay, so again, we are actually in the east north central region here. That's as far as I know, that's Wisconsin, right? We can actually save up to $270 from replacing just a single pane, right? Just a single pane. So if you have, just think about it, if you have 10 windows and you replace all 10 windows, and let's say you're at the maximum here, you could save $2,700 a year. So again, the reason why this is because it'll take less energy to cool and heat your home, because you'll have less coolness escaping to the hot outside in the summer, and you have less heat escaping to the cold outside in the winter time. So that's basically what the savings is about. And now we're talking about the last objective, which is we're talking just about Energy Star. This should be quite straightforward. You've all seen this this sign actually in Energy Star. And Energy Star, again, as you can see, talks about all kinds of things that we use actually at home, right? So appliances, we're actually talking about insulation, we're talking about walls, we're talking about wood, we're talking about basically everything inside the home. Now, this is actually a program, it's a voluntary program, basically run by the Environmental Protection Agency and Department of Energy, obviously. And you, like companies that actually get the Energy Star stamped on their products, are actually voluntarily partner with the government. So it's not mandatory for all manufacturers of computers or manufacturers of LED light bulbs to actually be Energy Star certified, but it is. And all this is they're basically just checking to make sure that your product is energy efficient compared to the average product on the actual market. All right, and again, the gist behind all of this is we're trying to cut, obviously, carbon dioxide emissions to the atmosphere, which is a byproduct of burning fossil fuels, which is a byproduct of our energy demands. All right, so if we cut energy demands, we create more efficiency, we will use less fossil fuels to basically power the same home, right? So that's actually what this is. So right now there are 76 specifications, and when saying external and internal power supplies, we're talking about things that are actually either plugged in or actually have a battery. So that's what internal power supply is, right? Some of them obviously have both, so your laptop can be plugged in or can actually store energy in a battery, so that actually has both. Again, there's a billion products. So in 2003, this is a very, very outdated statistics. It is the Energy Star program has basically saved us consumers around $9 billion, right? And that is the equivalent of removing 18 million cars from the road for 1 year, and you have saved enough electricity to power 20 million homes. So the government is trying to do something about us being more efficient, okay? And again, all of this conservation and this program comes again from the drive, I'm sorry for this, to actually get a lot of this wasted energy back into usable energy in this case. All right, so every single process, every single power thing, every single energy transformation, and a lot of our lives are run by energy transformation. So when we turn on the electric light, right, when we turn on our house lights, we're converting electrical energy into light energy, okay? When we turn on our gas furnace during the winter time, we're actually transforming, right? We actually, in this case, it's just heat energy to heat energy, right? So we're actually doing that as well. When we drive our cars, we're actually again transforming thermal energy into mechanical energy, okay, so on and so forth. So again, the way now, every time that we do energy transformation is always going to be inefficient, but obviously we can always improve on how efficient processes are. Again, the problem with renewables right now is just the way that we store the energy that we actually get from the sun or from the wind or from all other things as well. And that is going to be the focus of our next couple of weeks of lecture videos. I hope this is clear as mud. Again, this is all about, if I'm going to go all the way to, is about energy conservation strategies to reduce the use of fossil fuels. But in order for us to do this, we also need to know first why fossil fuels. And again, in the previous week, we also know that the heat, the energy that we get from fossil fuels is definitely much more greater than the energy that we get from renewable sources as well. So that's the reason why we are stuck in burning fossil fuels for hopefully just the near future.